This podcast was edited and uploaded by Uncle Geeb Productions. Hey guys, and welcome everyone to the Drip G Podcast. I'm your host, Uncle Geeb, and with me is host Drip Media Gaming and special guest D-Rock from All Things Zelda. We record this podcast live every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can listen to this podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, or anywhere you can find a podcast. You can also watch our video podcast over on youtube.com/DripGeeb. D-Rock, thank you so much for coming on our podcast, dude. Again, guys, you can find him over at youtube.com/All Things Zelda. Go check them out, as it is not self-explanatory. Lots of awesome Zelda content happening over there. D-Rock, how you doing, man?
I am amazing. Thank you guys for having me on. I'm excited to talk about Tears of the Kingdom because it's literally all I've been doing for the last 2 years. So.
Yes, I'm in that boat too. Like I said in the pre-show, it's like every single time I find a way to be like, oh, I gotta wait for something to work on. Nope, I gotta play the game. But then 4 hours later, it's a problem. It's been a problem.
Yeah. It's like for me, it's been more of like a slow drip, no pun intended, of like IV drip of like Zelda. It was like hardcore, right? I was hardcore we talked in the pre-show. Hardcore last weekend when 2 weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks ago? I can't remember now. When the game came out, right? It was hardcore.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
And then the last couple weeks, it's been more like when I get a chance, I'll go over here and play an hour or two. I haven't really done a full big burst since 2 weekends ago. Maybe actually last weekend I did a little bit of a big burst, but yeah, no. It's just, man, I don't know really where to begin. I know
a few places we can begin.
Well,
First thing I want to know is, all three of us, where are you at? How much have you got done? I want to know what you have done. How far into the, we're not going to talk any spoilers with the story, but I want to know how much of the story you guys have, how many dungeons you have done. Let me know about it.
Yeah, D-Rock, what do you got?
Okay, so I have 2 dungeons done. I believe I have at least 70 shrines done.
Ooh.
I maxed out my stamina, and I think I have 12 hearts right now. Like we were saying pre-show, I tried so many times to story, and I just get sidetracked 24/7. So I kind of want that to happen because I don't want the story to end. Like,
I agree.
I feel like it's going to be so epic and like emotional. I just kind of want to like, push it away as long as I can.
Oh yeah.
And you've done the what are they? The dragon tears too? All that? The geoglyphs?
Yes. Yep. I just finished that the other night.
Man, again,
surprisingly, that
no
was
spoilers, but wow, that's some wild stuff there.
That's like, I would say 50 to 75% so far, because I've not finished the game yet, but it seems like at least 50% of the game's story comes from those 11 dragon, or not, what are they called? Geoglyphs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised about that. I'm like, oh, it's basically, we talked about this last week, it's basically the memory system again, but in a different, I think in an improved way.
Yeah, because it's not memories. It's actually like relevant story to what's happening now.
Yeah, it's technically memories because it is happening. We won't.
But it's not.
But like, it's not though. It is different than Breath of the Wild. We got to be careful here. I want to say more than I want to.
We're dipping our toes in a little bit.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's why I might stay quiet for a little bit because I do not want to be that guy. So,
oh man, people got issues with me for everything. I don't care, man. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
Get angry at me.
Yeah.
The people in the chat and the diehard listeners, they know me. They know I don't mean it.
Yeah. So, what else do we have here?
Drip, where are you at? Well, let's continue that. Where are you at, Drip?
Where am I at?
Get roundabout. I like how D-Rock gave us his hearts and stamina. Like, roundabout, where you at?
Man, I can tell you. I can look at it right now. I can tell you this. I have no stamina at all. I think I have 1 extra. That's it. I go for hearts, man. I go for hearts. I just want the hearts because I get hit a lot. I get hurt a lot. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Aren't those things so hard to count?
10, 11. I have 11 hearts and one extra little stamina.
Only one.
Only one.
How do you live your life, man? I can't,
I go
like,
catch.
How do you do anything?
I go catch crickets, and I have bokoblin horns, and I take 4 crickets and a horn, and I cook it up, and I have a whole wheel right there if I need it.
I think I've cooked like 3 times. Like I am so bad at cooking. Like
I've been cooking way more in this game than I was in Breath of the Wild. Actually, I didn't cook at all in Breath of the Wild. Now I'm like, I feel like I'm cooking a lot. I took like an hour today and just cooked. Just cooked for like an hour.
Yeah.
But, okay, so I got
my
11 hearts, and
Yeah.
I'm in the 4th dungeon right now. I'm in the 4th one. I'm like decent way through it, but man, this is the best one. Like I'm not gonna go into the one out in the desert. The best. I'm not even done with it, but it is definitely the best one.
What's been your favorite D-Rock? Which just give us the region. Don't be specific about it, obviously.
so the bird.
Well, I guess you've only done 2. You've only done 2 of them. So
Yes.
I guess you can't really speak about it. Yeah, I mean, I won't even. I'm going to retract my question. You've only done 2 of them, and plus, we don't want to tell too much about those things out there that you do in the game.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
I mean, everybody knows where they're at. The markers are there. We know the region. So you've done the
If you played Breath
Rito
of the
one.
Wild, you know.
Yeah, you've done the Rito one. What's the other one you've done?
The Gorons.
Okay, that one was good. I thought that was good. That was. I think that was up there. That one was.
Can I like be that guy right now? I did not like that dungeon at all.
Oh, I know a lot of I've heard that. I liked it because I don't know. I thought that a few of them, while I did like them, I thought some of them were a little too streamlined, a little like I know where I'm going. I'm doing this stuff. That one was confusing. Like I was in there for a while. Like, okay, I don't know how to get into. I don't know how to get in there. Like I was actually confused. But yeah, I've heard some people say they don't like that one. It's fine. It's fine.
I'm actually on that side with you, D-Rock. I'm gonna say this. Every one of them, I thought the visuals were stunning. I thought they're a significant improvement over the Divine Beast in Breath of the Wild. I think
100%.
they all look absolutely amazing. The atmosphere with the way they look, plus the music, is just multiple notches above what Breath of the Wild was able to do with those Divine Beasts. But I honestly, there were a couple of them in the Tears of the Kingdom that I thought that they weren't even as good as the Divine Beast in Breath of the Wild. I'm just being honest how I felt, that especially when you get to the end, which obviously that's not something we're talking about right now. When you get to the end of the thing, that's the Divine Beast equivalent in Tears of the Kingdom, I thought there was just lots of disappointing parts about all of them, honestly. But what was not disappointing was, like I said, the atmosphere created by the visuals and the music, and I think most of the puzzles were fun. Honestly, I don't have to. But yeah, I mean, specifically the one that in Goron, that one, this is the one I did completely the way that it wasn't supposed to be done. I built a vehicle in Tears of the Kingdom inside the thing, and I did my own thing.
In the dungeon, you just build it
in the dungeon. Yeah, I built my own vehicle. I'm like, I'm not doing what you want me to do, game. More of like, I want to see if it could be done. I want to see how much they restricted you. I want to see if
that's the
and
thing
it turns
about that one
out
too.
It turns
that one's
out
very vertical. So if you have something to get up and down, you're going to make that a lot.
So let me explain, because in Breath
Yep.
of the Wild, if you recall, you couldn't even walk on the walls of Divine Beast. They just didn't let you do that kind of stuff. Tears of the Kingdom, you can walk on walls. You can do anything you want. You can
climb
even
walls. You can't walk on walls.
Sorry, yes, climb walls. You can walk on water, climb walls, but you can, you could. I built my own machine that I was like, I'm going to use this instead, and it worked. And I also utilized some of my abilities to. You can use your imagination, but I used some of my abilities to my own benefit and kind of did that instead as well.
Yeah.
But by getting places I wasn't supposed to. I was trying kind of like speedrunner tactics almost. But I was not speedrunning. I wasn't going fast. But it was that kind of thing. Like, what can I do to see? What can I get away with here? And that I found fun in doing that, because I was like, I'm not trying to do. I see what you're going here for, Nintendo, over here in Goron Land. I'm not trying to do that. I'm like, I rode them a couple times. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm gonna do my own thing here, and I had fun with it. But my favorite one so far has been the one that happens in the Gerudo area. That one, I mean, honestly, I feel like that one was doomed to be my favorite. Not doomed. It was the opposite of doomed. Was destined to be my favorite from when we saw the trailers earlier on, like, before the game came out.
Yeah.
When it was rising out of the sand.
Yeah.
And then it totally delivers on everything, every aspect. That one to me is an A+ dungeon.
I'm not even done with it. I'm not even done with it. It's by far the best one.
Yeah.
It's by far the best one.
Oh,
it hasn't been out there yet.
Yeah, we can't ask him about that.
Yeah. To be continued on that one.
To be continued.
Yeah. I can't wait to do one after. It's been a couple months to talk freely, but my friend at work was just like, yeah, those rails in there, you actually use those? I was like, yeah,
I used them too.
He did the same thing as you, Geeb. Sorry.
Yeah. Whatever you want, man.
Yeah. He's like, I just kind of built my own thing and didn't even use those. I was like, oh, okay, well, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I did what they wanted me to do in there because I don't know. Next time I go through it, I probably won't do that. I'll probably just build something and just do my thing, get in there, get out. But
yeah,
you know what? I want to talk about this because even though you've only done 2, the music in these dungeons is like fantastic, right?
Yes.
I think that was the one highlight of that temple, the Goron one, was just the music, because every certain thing that you do, I think it was like that in Breath of the Wild, it changes. So I really enjoy. I think I've told you guys this. Oh, like that's why I love Zelda so much, because of the music.
Yeah.
Like, it's all gorgeous.
Yeah.
Tears of the Kingdom just nailed it.
I'm not sure about you guys. I do have a nice sound system down here that I made for myself, but I've been preferring using headphones with this game. I have a couple nice pairs.
Actually.
I have a couple nice pair of headphones, like proper nice headphones, and I've been immersing myself in this game, and it's just been absolutely spectacular to hear not just the dungeons, but also just everywhere in the game. I feel like as well some of the sounds have gotten, I don't know, a fidelity increase, if you will. I don't know. I feel like some of the sounds in general, even the ones that are the same from Breath of the Wild, I feel like
they're polished a little bit.
I think they're just a bit more. I think they just sound a little bit more crisp in some areas. And here's actually one little example. And after I say my example, I actually want to backtrack a bit, guys. But 1 second. While we're talking about sounds, when you're gliding in the rain, have you guys noticed that there's a difference? I don't think it was this way in Breath of the Wild. I can't remember. I have not tested it yet, but when it's raining and you pull out your paraglider, it sounds like an umbrella, man. It sounds like a little.
I did notice
pattern
that
on the umbrella. I feel like I would have remembered that from Breath of the Wild, because when I heard it, I was like, wow.
There was interviews before the game launched, and they said that they actually spent a lot of time on the birds, like the wind, just trying to make it sound extremely realistic. And if you go to the ocean side, I forgot what it's called, but you can just tell how much emphasis they put on the sound, especially like you were saying with if you have headphones on, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Are you talking about over there like the Farron region or whatever? Down there where the beach is, that little town or whatever?
Yes. Yeah.
I've been over there for a second, but then I realized what was there, and I was like, I mean, we can talk about it. There's a freaking pirate ship over there. I'm like, dude, I'm not even doing that right now. I'm not there yet. That's going to be after, I think that's going to be stuff I do. There's a lot of stuff that I've noticed on the map. I'm like, that's a big thing up there. That doesn't have anything to do with the story, but I wonder what it is. But I'm still like, I'm going to come back to that after. I just want to do the story right now. I have to know.
Yes, I'm the same way with you, Joe.
I have to know.
Actually, guys, I want to take it back a little bit. I do have a little bit of a plan here for tonight, so let's take it back a little bit. Let's reel it back.
Okay.
Let's reel it all the way back to the Sky Islands and the very beginning of the game, because that's kind of where I want to start with all this. Because I feel like the beginning of the game, not that Breath of the Wild's beginning was bad, especially when you walk out of that cave, right? And you're in for the Breath of the Wild scene, right? You walk out of the cave, Strider's Resurrection, and
especially the first time, man.
That beautiful scenery you get to see. I feel like they took that up a notch, and I feel like the whole the Sky Island that's the tutorial that is the tutorial, right?
Right.
That first island,
it's the same as
that whole area. Every part of it is like that 5 minutes in Breath of the Wild when you're looking at the scenery.
Yeah.
Like that, the whole area, the first 2 hours is like that for me. I had that experience of like joy and utter joy and just emotions, all of them,
Same.
for like the first 2 hours straight. Like the characters that are introduced, so we won't really talk about unless I don't know. I can't remember what we said, Drip. We were talking about the characters, but the character you meet and everything at the up in the Sky Island.
We can say his name.
We'll just say their name is Rauru. You meet Rauru.
Yeah.
And you know, we're not going to say who Rauru is. You can make your own guesses or whatever if you haven't played the game yet. But if you have played the game, you know exactly who he is. And that whole area, you know, you talk to Rauru multiple different times. You meet the new enemies. Like, again, those were in the trailers, so not surprised, all the constructs and everything. But just the visuals, I felt like that on its own, that 2 hours was its own game for 2 hours. I just thought it was great. It was not just a good tutorial. It was a great tutorial. That if it was its own game, I would have been satisfied.
Well, and I agree, and I want to talk about the same thing, but in a different game. My favorite Zelda game, Twilight Princess. What do I bitch about all the time about that game? The tutorial.
I'm not actually sure.
It's too long. The tutorial is too long. It is way too long. It is drawn out forever. I love playing that game, but I stop myself from playing it because I don't want to have to go through that.
That's actually a big thing for a lot of people, Drip. A lot of people say that.
God, it's so long.
Yeah.
This is probably one of the most enjoyable tutorial areas in any game I've ever played. Like, by a mile, really, because it's like you said, you just look around. It's like, I cannot believe this. Like, we haven't even seen... We can't even see what's down there, and I know what's down there. But look at this. Who cares? Look at this.
Yeah, that Sky Island. Oh, and not even like what happened before. Again, no spoilers. I'm not gonna talk about it, but
oh yeah, the very beginning. Yeah,
the very beginning. Like Nintendo knew what the hell they were doing. They were like,
they did.
Oh, you guys didn't think there was any story in Breath of the Wild. Well, suck on this for a little bit.
I know, man.
Yeah.
It was
they hit you with it hard, like really hard.
In Breath of the Wild, the goal when you boot up that game, the goal is a bit of immersion at first, but then it's like, here you go. You learn how to put pants on, learn how to break stuff, learn how to pick up weapons and you know, throw rocks and climb and run. That's the Breath of the Wild's goal, right? It's a little bit of immersion at the beginning, but then you're just thrown into how to play the game in the Shrine of Resurrection. For Tears of the Kingdom, it's like the first thing you experience is unlike any Zelda game that I've played. At the very beginning, it's a true sequel. Like if you've seen that opening sequence, you know what I mean. It's a true sequel, and it's unlike the beginning area. It takes about what I would say 10 minutes to get through that before you see who you're going to see and do what you're going to do.
Yeah, all the stuff happens. Yeah.
Like being as vague as possible here. It's unlike any Zelda game that I've ever played in a positive way. It's the best beginning of a Zelda game that I've done. It's beyond like, you know, before I would kind of go when I play a Zelda game, and D-Rock, I'm not sure if you know, I'm not like that. I've not played that many Zelda games. I'm a huge fan, but I'm just getting into the series in 2020, and I played like Twilight Princess, almost all of it. I have a list, but it's not that long, and so all that to say, I'm not the most qualified person to speak about this, but I can say all the ones I have played, this is the most like a game, not like a Zelda game. Like, this is a game. We can finally stop saying for a Zelda game. Like, we're beyond that now. This is a great game in all areas, not just for a Zelda game, but for a game.
No, I mean, see, I've always said that, though. Like, Zelda games are my favorite games. They are the games to me.
Well, yeah, but they just don't compare to a lot of other games in the way, like, there's lots of, we've talked about this, I have lots of gripes with lots of Zelda games. I love them, but there's just so many things wrong with so many of them. Not that there's every game other than Zelda is perfect. That's not what I mean. But Breath of the Wild started it, and Tears of the Kingdom continued it. Just this like new imagining of what Zelda can be, and I love it so much. I just love it so much.
I'm on because I mean I love Zelda. I mean, my name is all things Zelda. But I've just been around. I prefer, and I've talked about it in the videos. I prefer the more linear like things going on. And Breath of the Wild, I think that's why I didn't like it as much, because it wasn't as streamlined. But Tears of the Kingdom is just
Fixes
like it fixes every problem that I had, and I haven't even finished. I'm not even close to finishing the game, but it's just.
Well, they give you more of a. It's still open. Like you can do whatever you want, but they really give you a lot more of a direction of where things are headed in this game. You know what I mean? It's just. I don't want to say structured, because it's not. You can still do whatever. But yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Let me ask you this, D-Rock. What was your first Zelda game? What was the first one you played?
You guys guess?
Ocarina of Time.
That's what I was
Heck
gonna guess too.
It's a lot of people's first Zelda game.
So I was born in '92, so forgot when that game came out, but I watched my dad play it on the 64.
It came out in, I want to say, 1998.
Yeah, and I was just amazed. Like Ocarina of Time, I still replay it almost every year on the 64 because I don't like the handheld version. We'll talk about that whenever. But I just that's the first game I ever played, Zelda game.
Okay, favorite Zelda game.
Well, don't answer. Don't answer.
Don't answer. Oh
don't
yeah,
answer.
we can't. That's right.
Yeah,
totally forgot about that.
Because later on, guys, we'll say this now. Later on, we're gonna play a little game with D-Rock.
I totally forgot about that. I'm glad you didn't answer that.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
You're welcome.
You can simmer on that for a while, D-Rock. I want to talk about a little bit more. Yeah. I want to talk about a little bit more about these Skylands. So, like, obviously, we can talk about these. These are minor spoilers, but they're gameplay mechanics. And, like, obviously, if you saw a trailer or two, you know the gameplay mechanics by now. So, the abilities, guys. Do you want to get? Let's get specific. Excuse me. Specific.
I don't feel like. I don't feel like this is spoiler territory. We can talk about this.
Yeah. You're introduced to Ultra Hand. You're introduced to the names of them escape me. I can visualize them. The rays above one. You go through rocks. Ascend. Thank you. You're introduced to Fuse, which is a combination. Thank you. You're helping me out here. It's a combination of Ultra Hand and using your weapons and other things involved with weapons. And then the other one involves time. That one.
Recall.
Thank you. Recall. So you're new to all those mechanics. Well, I want to ask you guys this. 2 questions. I'll ask D-Rock first, then you can go, Drip. Number 1, first question, what's your favorite ability? And number 2, what's the ability that you use the most?
I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this. So, favorite ability, I don't like Fuse. I don't like Ultra Hand. I probably Ascend.
Boo.
Or recall because I abuse the crap out of recall. Like it kind of like breaks the game in some aspects.
I forget that
if you know how to use it the right way.
Yeah, you got to utilize it right.
Yeah. I think I answered both your questions. Did I? What was the second question?
Which one do you use the most? Is that recall?
Yeah, recall. Yep. Man. Once I figured out how to use that to my advantage, it's like ridiculous how good it is, and it's cool. Like Link just snaps his fingers and
I mean, I forget it's there. That's probably the one I use the least. But then whenever I'm like, how do I do this? I'm like, oh yeah,
recall.
Make it go backwards. I have that ability. I can just make it go. Yeah, do that. I forget that one's there.
A lot of people were saying that they forgot Ascend was there as well because they got in the Facebook group. They were like, stuck in this cave, and how do I get out? I'm like, you just use Ascend.
Just go.
There are times for me, not anymore because I'm too far in the game now, but there were times, plenty of times in my first 60 hours where I was like, wait, how do I get up there? It's raining. I can't get up there. There's no Rivali's Gale anymore. What am I supposed to do? And in reality, there's multiple ways because you can even make a campfire, and throw a pine cone.
Yeah, throw the pine cone.
And then it's kind of like Raleigh's Gale, but recall is the most obvious way to do it. It's always there. It doesn't run out. It's just recall.
Yeah, that's.
But Drip, what is your the same question for you? What is your favorite one? Favorite one, and what is your one that you use the most? And go ahead. What's the one you use the least? You can go ahead and throw that.
Most used is Ultra Hand for sure. I'm putting stuff together like all the time.
Yeah,
I'm going honestly. once I beat the game and I can actually chill out, I'm really excited to like build something really huge and stupid. Like I'm really excited to go in a very wooded area, chop down every tree and build something massive and save it. I don't have that yet. I don't know where it's at. The quick build or whatever it is, the other one that auto build. I don't have that yet. So, but once I do, I'm telling you, I'm going to build some cool stuff. I'm really excited about that.
I have it, and I don't ever use auto build. I just always build it myself anyway. So it takes no time for me. And what takes more time is to scrub through all the auto build things. Like try to find, you have to find the right auto build. It's like, that's annoying. I know you can do favorites, but I don't know. I just don't use auto build.
You're gonna have to tell me where to find that once we're
I
done
don't
with the
remember.
podcast,
I don't remember. I don't use it.
But the one I use the most is that one.
Favorite.
What was the other question? Favorite? I use that one the most. I do like it, but I think my favorite one's still Fuse. I like putting weapons together. I like seeing what happens when you grab this stupid thing and put it on the end of a sword. Like, you know, the dragons in the sky, right?
Yeah.
There's one. What's the one? I don't know. He's like an ice dragon. Okay. So I shot him in the toe. You know, got his little clipping there, and I went down and grabbed it. And you got the little claw, right? And I put that on the end of a sword. And that has been. I keep going back to the Octorok and letting him eat it and make it better again every time it goes. You know, once it starts blinking red. That's like my favorite weapon in the game. It just kills. It just kills everything. It freezes them with one hit. You hit him again. Like, almost everything is a 2-shot kill with that. I do like, and it's not even that high level, but it's good. I like that one.
I'll keep it simple, Drip. I'm with you totally 100%. I think the one I use the most is Fuse, and I kind of think as Fuse and Ultra Hand. I'm sorry, the one I use the most is Ultra Hand, and I kind of feel that Ultra Hand and Fuse are kind of the same thing because I mean, like it's because you can fuse items in the world together to build things, or you can fuse your weapons. But either way, you're using your Ultra Hand to do it. But you know, whatever. Ultra Hand I use the most. I'm always like, what can I like? I use it to like kind of same way in Breath of the Wild where you're trying to look for chests and like what's metal around here. Using my magnet magnesis to try to find something in front of me that's a chest or a weapon.
It's literally magnesis, except you don't have to have stuff metallic.
Yeah,
right, exactly.
So.
Yeah, I use it all the time, and even more than Breath of the Wild because it's anything like you just said. It's not just metal things. But then Fuse. I'm always. I like making new weapons, man. When you beat a Bokoblin boss, or you just get cool drops.
You get a horn. You're like, oh, where's this at on the list?
What am I gonna throw this on? Yeah. Like my favorite's been the Stone Talus hearts. Have you guys beat a Stone Talus?
Yes, those are cool. I beat a Luminous Stone.
Yes,
Stone Talus, and they're like heart,
and they're glowing, and they look awesome. And you throw them on your weapon. Pro tip: use stuff on your Zora. Make sure to keep your Zora weapons because when you're wet. Your Zora stuff, your Zora sword or spear or whatever, it gets double the power when it's wet. So fuse your most powerful thing to a Zora thing, and then use it when you're wet, and you can destroy stuff. It's amazing.
I did not know that.
Yes.
I mean, my favorite thing was when I put one of the mine carts on a shield and realized you could just make a skateboard. Like,
I haven't tried it. I want to try it. That's epic.
Yeah, well, and then later on you get the carts, the mine, or not the mine carts, but the Zonai ones that are flat. Then you put that on a shield. Then it really is. You're just like literally on a skateboard down the hill.
Running around in the speed of sound.
Yeah, my whole issue with Fuse is just don't like how it looks. Like I am probably the only person in Tears of the Kingdom that does this, but I always unequip all of my weapons and my equipment when I'm just running through. Like I'm weird. I just like Link looking like in his regular, not in his underwear. I mean,
I know what you mean.
Just like I do it.
Just the outfit, because it like as a creator, it helps with B-roll and stuff, and that talk about pro mode later.
Mm-hmm.
I freaking love that, but I don't like how the weapons look, and I think that's my biggest gripe about Fuse. There are some weapons though that look badass. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I'm kind of with you, D-Rock, though, but not quite that extent. Like, I don't go that
when
far.
you've got two
I don't
spears
unequipped.
connected together and it's like
yeah,
9 feet over your head. Yeah, that looks a little ridiculous. I do agree with that.
What I do is my default is the Master Sword. I go back to the Master Sword. That's what if I want to look cool while running around in the game, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, I pick up the Master Sword. I put that on my back because I think it looks the best because it's not that there's nothing there now, but now he's the swordsman, man. You put the sword on his back. He's the sword. The Master Sword is the coolest thing in gaming. I love the Master Sword. It's so cool. It's put it on your back and be proud. That's what I do.
I agree.
Does it bother anybody else that his hair clips through shields? And
yes.
It drives me insane.
And when you get the stuff that was the amiibo stuff, the old school stuff with the big hat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Through the shield. It drives me nuts. Oh, it drives me crazy.
What do you guys think? I know it's a little bit off topic, but I'm like, what do you think? Like that, I feel like that's such an easy thing that they could fix in the game. Like it's always a thing. Like, the hat clips in games, the hair clips in games. Like
a lot of the weapons. If you got something that's extra long or something that's it's clipping through his leg when he runs. It could have been fixed. I don't know.
I'm going to come back to that later because I actually I kept a note for us. We'll come back to things that frustrate us later because that's a good little topic. But to finish out the Sky Island, we're still up. We're everyone on the podcast here, listener at home, just think about this. You're still in the Sky Island. The last thing we're about to do, or not the last thing, but one of the things you learn when you're in the Sky Island before you come to the ground is the Zonai. And we start. This is the real, at least for me. This is my first really learning about the Zonai in any significant way. I mean,
this is it, man.
Yeah. So I was going to ask you guys. You guys are way more qualified. Like, is this the most we've ever heard about the Zonai? Like, what games mention Zonai? And do any of them go this close?
No, it's Breath of the Wild. That's it. And it's like, it is. You got to go searching for it. I'm sure.
Yeah.
You, D-Rock, you probably know a lot more about it than I do. But I mean, it's not in any other game. All we knew, what was it? It was like they said that they used to be here and nobody knows where they went. And that's basically all we got in Breath of the Wild, right?
Yeah. Once we do like a free spoiler thing, I can talk more about it because it kind of throws things off, and I'll just say that vaguely. But yeah, they were introduced in Breath of the Wild, and there's a couple Easter eggs across the map. I used to be a theory guy, but I realized that's not my forte. But guys like Hyrule Gamer and Monster Maze, they make amazing theories about the Zonai. And yeah, if you guys don't know them, definitely check them out because they have some awesome theories about that. But yeah, the Zonai were just kind of just thrown into Breath of the Wild. They didn't really have an origin before this, and that kind of screws certain things up vaguely.
My default is always Zeltic, but feel free to in private message send us the links to those guys. I'd love to check them out. I love the theories.
They're both very good. They're both very, very good.
Yeah,
you'll love them, Geeb. You'll love them.
Yeah, so this is the first really in depth stuff we're hearing about the Zonai and characters that you meet's connection to it and everything, and characters you knew before connection and just it's really wild. I love it. And let's move on. So now we're finished our Sky Island. The music's coming. Bum bum ba ba bum, and you're falling, and you're seeing Hyrule for the first time in the game, and it's in a real way.
Because they hide it when you're up there.
Yeah,
I don't know if you noticed that you can't look over the edge until once you leave that last part of it.
They really make you feel
then you can actually
see
what's down there. Yeah,
they make you feel super isolated up there, and it's cool because Breath of the Wild, that was the selling point was to be able to see everything like whoa, but in this game it's like. You already know what's down there. We're just going to hide it from you and just get immersed in this world up here in the sky. But anyway, we're falling down now. You hit the ground. You see, what do you see? When you guys hit the ground, what's the first thing that you saw? And we can talk about locations here. I'm game to talk about locations.
I saw bokoblins and then the game over screen. That's what I saw. That's the first thing I saw when I hit the ground. D-Rock, I don't know about you, but that was my experience.
I'm gonna back it up a little bit, man, because that dive, of course, I was trying to get B-roll for my videos and stuff.
Of course.
Like the music, that title screen, and then everything like the clouds just disappearing. I said this on my Twitter the other day. I was like, I will never, that feeling that I got just for the whole first 3 hours of the game, I don't think I will ever be able to witness again. So
Dude, I said the same thing last week, man.
It's absolutely unreal how it made me feel. Like, and then just that, we might talk about this later, but one of my biggest gripes was how were the transitions going to be from each of the levels, and it's seamless. Like,
absolutely seamless. Yeah.
I don't understand how they did it on such a little cartridge, and it's ridiculous.
It's 16 gigs.
0.2.
Yeah.
0.2.
I thought for sure that there was going to be some like, loading screen or something like that, but no, it's like, I don't even think I've noticed any glitches like I did in Breath of the Wild in certain areas.
I had one.
The only glitches that I've seen is like when you're one of the towers, when there's like a whole bunch of stuff going on. I noticed stuff then, but like other than that, like stuff coming into the screen, I've enjoyed everything so far. I sound like a fanboy, but I am all things Zelda.
No, dude, I agree 1,000%, man. I'm telling you that I mean I shed a tear. Like that first night, whenever we got the game midnight, I mean I was in Discord, I mean I was like later. I was gone, man. As soon as it came, I was like I'm out. Peace. I was upstairs in the living room. I mean, I'm like standing up, yelling. I was excited, man. And I agree. Like that whole night, I think I played, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours that night, something like that, 2 hours. My God, like just the feeling that night, and it's kind of calmed down. Like Geeb said, we got into the game. We're moving along. We're doing things. It's still exciting, but not like that. Not like that. Mm-hmm. That was cool.
Oh, my mic's muted that whole time. I had a great little speech I was saying there.
Yeah, it was good.
It was great.
You guys should have heard it. It was fantastic. You guys would have
basically,
loved it.
I'll sum up the basic what I was saying in something real quick. That beginning sequence was something special. It's similar to when your sports team win a championship. Mm-hmm. And you witness it for the first time in your life, and you're like, this is the best thing ever. And if it ever happens again for you, it doesn't hit the same way that first one did. And not that this is the first Zelda game for me, but this beginning area in this game, that when you first experience all that first 2-3 hours, depending how long it takes you, that was an experience I don't think I'm ever going to have again with any other video game. Maybe it can happen with a Zelda game, but I don't know. I don't know if they can ever do that again.
I mean, it was fantastic. It really was.
Yeah.
I mean, still the game. I don't know about you guys. D-Rock, I want to ask you this question. I know you're not as far as I am, but you've played a lot of this game.
Yes.
I haven't finished the game. I am of the opinion that it is not my favorite Zelda game. My favorite Zelda game is Twilight Princess. This is the best Zelda game there's ever been, though. As a whole, I can say that without even finishing it. I can see what I've played. I know where this is going, so I don't know the story, but I mean, this as a whole, to me anyway, I want your opinion. I think this is the best Zelda game that's ever been made by a long shot.
I think I have to wait to see what happens to be.
That's fair. That's fair.
I have to see how the story unfolds. I mean, we're not going to talk about the geoglyphs specifically, but what happened in there definitely grabbed me, and I'm very, like I was saying at the beginning, I kind of don't want to see the story end because I don't know. I have to see. As of right now, I think it could take the number 1 spot for sure, but it just has to end the right way.
I'm very interested to see how this all ends. I mean, I've seen some stuff online where people are saying like, "Oh my god, the ending's just awesome." I've seen that, so I was worried about it not delivering. I don't have nearly as many worries as I did before because people who have finished say it's good. I mean, I saw online the other day. I mean, maybe it's something you actually retweeted. I don't even know, but someone said that like Breath of the Wild was the demo. Like this is what they were gonna do.
I disagree with that. I saw that tweet too, Drip. I think we saw the same thing. I disagree with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I still think that Breath of the Wild walked, so Tears of the Kingdom could fly. I like that quote from our very own Coca Baby in the community. But I don't believe that Breath of the Wild looks like a demo now. That no way. And if anything, I'll explain it like this. I think Tears of the Kingdom has a heavier focus on the story aspect. It is more linear. It is not linear, but it is more linear. Breath of the Wild,
slightly.
Yes, Breath of the Wild. It's what there is something that Breath of the Wild has over Tears of the Kingdom, in my opinion. That is that feeling of exploration. I feel like in Tears of the Kingdom, the world it's full, and that's a good thing, but it also could be a bad thing in the sense of like this. In Breath of the Wild, it's not nearly as full. It's full of places, but like Tears of the Kingdom, there's people to talk to, lots of quests that involve people, and like you're populated among a civilization. Where in Breath of the Wild, I really feel like I just woke up after 100 years, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know who I don't know who I am.
Yeah.
I don't know what this place is. It's all new to me. Anyone I meet, few far between. I don't know who they are. I don't know what's up with them. There's not too much interaction, but there is a ton, and I mean a ton of land and surface area to explore. And that exploration factor is better than Tears of the Kingdom. It's just better. The world is better overall.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
It's not like a knock on Tears of the Kingdom. Don't get me wrong. I'm
No,
just
I understand
saying
what you mean.
that that's where my disagreement comes in, because I feel like there's plenty to be had in Breath of the Wild. It's a different vibe, just a different vibe. It's like it's like saying that like lo-fi sucks because it's not metal. It's like, well, I mean, those are very different things, man. I mean, metal. If you listen to metal, you know what you want. When you listen to lo-fi, you're trying to chill. And I'm playing Breath of the Wild because I want to chill and explore. I'm playing Tears of the Kingdom so I can immerse myself in this game, in everything it has.
Do you feel like you're ever going to go back and just play Breath of the Wild after this? You think
Yes,
so?
I think so.
I don't.
I
don't. I don't think I would ever touch Breath of the Wild again.
I agree. Like, why? Why?
To explore. I think the world's different. It's because we can talk about that later too. How Tears of the Kingdom is a different world, even though it's the same Hyrule. It's very different.
It does feel different. Yeah,
it feels way different. The world in like I love the village. Going to the village, the peaceful villages.
You know, one thing I like. You know what I like? I like the fact that people know who Link is.
Like, I do like that.
There's that badass. There's
that
badass.
I do
right
love
there.
that.
I think that's awesome when you go and be like, "Oh, it's Link! Like, look, he's a badass. He's awesome."
And I won't say what, but there's that thing in Zora, and you know what I'm talking about. And I love that it's there. It commemorates people.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about,
D-Rock? About
that. What area?
Have you been to Zora yet?
In Zora's Domain.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna tell you or anybody else, but when you get there, there's something
it's part of the little story, the little cutscene.
Yeah, it's a little part of it. There's a little side quest that takes 2 seconds to do. It's awesome. It's a little commemorative thing of what happened in Breath of the Wild in Zora, and I love it. And I forget why do we even bring that up? I forget what we were talking about.
I'm talking about going back to Breath of the Wild.
Right. I don't know.
It's insane to me.
I'm kind of done talking about that, but yeah.
A lot of my friends said that they've enjoyed the Zora area for sure. So I'm excited. I plan on hitting that next, and then apparently Gerudo is the best one. So I'll save that one for last.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did. That's definitely what I'm gonna be doing when we're done here. That's for sure.
Jen, speaking of things when we're still kind of on, we just got the Hyrule. Let's talk. I do want to talk about this because in Breath of the Wild, I made Kakariko. That was my home base. Anytime I needed to upgrade my stamina or hearts, anytime I needed to buy stuff, anytime I want to do anything, or drop amiibos, I would go to Kakariko. That was my home base, and I love Kakariko. I named my first Animal Crossing island Kakariko. But in this game, Kakariko is, I won't say anything, but there's something going on over there. You can't really make it your home base as well as you could in Breath of the Wild. So, and I think Tears of the Kingdom knew that there really was no they've created in Tears of the Kingdom. What's it called? Drip. Lookout Landing. Lookout Landing is based. It's giving purpose to two things. It's a home base for you to always go back to, and like everything happens there. It's central point of your life in Tears of the Kingdom. But it's also literally the center of the map. It's right next to Hyrule Center, right near the castle, and it's a really great. I love Lookout Landing. I just love it. I think it's awesome to go there. There's people to talk to, things to do, things to buy, little side quests going on in and underground, Which we've been top of the cave system yet, guys. Not the underground, but the cave system. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, look
We
out,
could
landing.
be here for like 8 hours.
We could.
I just got to the surface.
I'm gonna check,
We haven't
check
even
the time real
touched
fast.
the deeps, the
Yeah,
depths.
the depths.
Oh my god. We avoided the depths last week, and
Yeah,
we'll talk about
yeah.
this.
Okay,
we'll talk
so
about this week.
D-Rock, tell me your experience. Let's just go there. The depths. How much have you been down there?
Oh man. So, when was the first time that I went down there? Is it? I think I got an armor set, and then I just started exploring as much as I could. I got a lot of the light routes. I would say, I mean, I'm nowhere near getting all the light routes down there. Like I see
I have
people,
like 4.
yeah, I see people like posting the completed maps already, and I'm like, how?
I heard there's
but-
120 of them.
It's. I think
That's
it's
what I
literally
heard.
the size of the surface. Like it.
Like 120 shrines, 120 light routes. That's what I heard.
It's ridiculously big.
Although, is
and-
it 150 shrines in this game? In Tears of
yeah,
the Kingdom?
there's more shrines
It's
for sure.
unbelievable.
Which
And yes, the
is
depths
something
is the
that I don't like.
size. The depths is the size of the map.
Terrible.
That is
Yeah.
for sure.
It's so stupid.
I would say I've spent probably 3 or 4 hours down there because there is like a quest
Yeah.
line down there. I don't know if that's considered a spoiler, but to get a certain thing, you have to follow a quest down there, and I just got lost after that quest.
Oh, are you talking about
Obvious.
the first time you go on that quest, the thing you do there?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, yeah. I
Yeah,
did
and
that, and I did the same thing. I went down there and got lost, and then I realized,
Yeah.
oh, like this is serious down here. Like when you lose hearts, you lose them. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you need special food to get that back.
which I still haven't figured that out yet
The
either.
gloom. What's about that? The gloom. Let's talk about the gloom because it's basically the Malice returns in Tears of the Kingdom, but it's in form of what they call the gloom, and it's also on the ground. It wasn't Tears of the Kingdom, but it didn't really do much to you. It just kind of took your hearts half heart by half heart slowly. The gloom is very different. The gloom, it takes your entire heart capsule, and
yeah,
you can.
the
Yeah.
empty heart like has a
It
little
takes your-
broken
the
thing in
gloom
it, so it can't
takes your
fill back up. Yeah.
Yeah, and you need to eat special food that you can find in the Sky Islands to replenish that heart. You can't just eat anything. So when you touch the gloom, it really sucks. And the enemies down in the depths as well also have that gloom effect. So when you get hit by them, they not only take your hearts, but they take your capsule away, and you need to eat that food again to replenish it. But yeah, I mean, dude,
The depths are insane. Like it's just
I've done the bare
and
minimum.
there-
I'll say that.
yeah. I might have spoiled myself a little bit on that, but there is a lot down there. Like I don't think you guys or anybody realizes yet. Just it's literally like 3 games in one because I think
Yes.
the sky is just as big as the surface in the
Yeah.
It's
depth.
not.
It's
It's
like
not.
Well, I mean, you
it's
probably
much
have another
smaller.
half a map up there, at least, and it's still huge. I mean, think about the size of what just the main map is. It's massive. And
'Cause I have
there's
to-
a
I have
piece
all
on
my
top of every
stamina,
area.
and I can't travel the whole sky, which drives me insane. I wish there was a loft wing or something. Like
Oh man!
like you could just
Oh,
whistle
whoa.
and
So-
a loft
Loft
wing
Wing
come out of
DLC.
nowhere.
Loft Wing
Listen,
DLC.
instead of
Come
the bike.
on.
It's a lot like we got the bike in the last DLC for Breath of the Wild. We need a loft wing. That would
Yes.
be insane. Ooh, that'd be
Yes.
good. Ooh.
Yeah, I just have a hard time traveling sky. Like I'm like, oh, that would have been so cool if like
Yeah.
the Crimson Loft Wing from Skyward Sword was like
That would be sick.
an option.
Oh man, that would be so sick.
But yeah, I don't know if you guys knew, but the light roots actually heal the wounded in the depths.
Yes.
So if you find a light root, it basically cures the wound, and you can heal your hearts all the way up.
Yeah,
So-
I don't know what insane person is going down there and not touching all the light roots they see. If there's someone ignoring light roots, I want to talk to you. I think you have a problem. But like you figure out really quick that my hearts get restored also by touching the light root. I think that's like
I didn't know there was
immediately
food
figured-
to do it though. That was
yeah,
the
there's
only way
food.
I thought
I think it's called
it.
Sundelion.
Yep.
I have a ton of those. That's good to know.
And hey, pro tip: 1 Sundelion gives you 3 gloom hearts back. So I mostly just cook 1 at a time. I don't see a need because like once I lose 3
oh, you have
gloom
to cook
hearts.
them?
Yeah, you got to cook them. Of
Okay.
course, there's cooking.
Good to know.
In the
Good
game,
to know.
You know,
I do know that. Yes.
you have to make a meal out of them. But just do one at a time because I don't think you can do multiple at a time. But I feel like it's pointless. Just do one at a time. You can really dial in how many gloom hearts you want to take, give back to yourself. But anyway, any new missions and side quests back on the surface here, or in the depths? Any new missions and side quests that you've, again, not spoiling any story stuff here, that you feel like are like awesome? Because I feel like in Breath of the Wild, in Tears of the Kingdom, there's a lot more side quests, and I think they're just better overall. They're better side quests. What do you guys think?
So I can't really speak to the side quest because I'm kind of I think we talked in the pre-show a little bit about like, do I really want to 100% this before the inevitable DLC master mode comes, or do I just want to like beat the main story now? But it's like I lost my thought, guys. What were we talking about?
Side quests. Do you think the side quests are better than Breath of the Wild, or like what's been some of your favorite side quests? Like,
Yeah, I haven't really done a lot of the side quests. Like I've just been focusing on getting the shrines, and then I did the geoglyphs, which is crazy because I feel like I've done a lot, but I've done nothing.
Yeah, I know, man.
Like there's so much more game play. Like
that's the thing about this game. That's the big difference, I think, is just like we're all kind of focused on the main story, want to see what's going on. But after that, I mean, think about how many hours we all had in Breath of the Wild. There's at least, and that's being modest, there's double the things to do. There's probably triple the things to do that there were in Breath of the Wild with this game. This is going to take forever to do all that stuff.
Yeah. These builds that people are making, Geeb, I think you put like a Star Wars thing on Twitter the other day.
Yes!
I did.
That was so freaking cool.
It was a TIE
The
fighter.
possibilities are limitless with Fuse. The possibilities are endless. Someone built a TIE fighter.
Okay,
and functioned.
That's what I was
incredible.
saying. When they took off and it worked, I was like, no shit.
You got
shit.
It's ridiculous, and I'm struggling with these Gleeoks, and people are building like these lasers and like just destroying these Gleeoks, and like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I saw somebody build like a floating, like it was like I don't know, like a death ray basically that goes above those things, and it just fires down on them, and you don't even have to do anything. You just go walk up and fire this thing up there, and just keep it busy while the thing in the air kills it. Which is nuts.
Like I think I'm cool when I can build a log bridge. I'm like, oh, I'm so fucking smart. Look at me building a log bridge. This is great. So, and they're building TIE fighters. I built my favorite thing I build is I use the little skateboard looking Zonai thing, just the small four wheels, or I'll use the big wheels. Doesn't matter. It depends on if I want off road or not. Four wheels on the glider, 2 wind things to put like the fans to push me forward, and then I use the control stick. And I basically make yourself a little Humvee, or not Humvee. You make yourself like a little, I don't know, dune buggy,
little tank,
little dune buggy. No, like much more like a dune buggy. And that's my favorite thing. I just ride around. And the best thing is if you use the glider, right? If you use the skateboard thing, not the big wheels, you can actually you could just pull back and then you take off, and now you're in the sky. But then you can go back down and drive on the ground, and then because it's the glider, it's kind of dual purpose. It's awesome. I don't know, building in this game. We could have a whole podcast on building.
Yeah,
with Fuse.
We probably will at some point.
We probably will.
The side quests, I have done some. There's one, and I don't know, kind of a spoil, not really a spoiler. It's not main story stuff, but there's one, like you go to what's the other village?
Lauren, the beach?
No, the other one where all the mushrooms are. Yeah, yeah. So there's like all these mushroom things. This lady's there, and she's like, she's a designer, whatever. But there's like a big storyline side quest with her, and I wasn't gonna. I mean, I don't know. I kind of did some of it. There's 2 different parts. You like, I don't know. You have to do a lot of sneaking around, this and that, whatever. But the thing you get at the end, it's 100% cosmetic and makes no difference in the game. You get something for it, but you get the ability when you talk to this lady after. This is the coolest thing. You can take your hood down. You can just talk to her when you have the hood equipped. You know, in the trailers, you're walking around with the hood down. That's how you do it. But it's you can't do it in your menu. You have to literally have it equipped, go talk to her, And then if you want it back up, you can tell her to put it back up.
Does it still protect you? Does it protect you?
Yeah, it's still the same. It's still the same.
And when you take it off and put it back on, does it stay down?
It stays whatever way it is that she makes it.
I'm in the process.
When I got the hood, I was like, why in the trailers is it down? I want it to be down. Because when you get it, it's up. I'm like, how do you do it? How do you do it? And I figured out that was how you do it. I'm like, okay, this is the side quest I'm doing right here. So if there's one you guys want to do.
Yeah, I kind of wish they had like the hair tie. Like you could just remove it and
Yeah.
But
it seems like it's very
Which, by the way,
weird
speaking of the hair tie, sorry, Drip.
Yeah, go ahead. It's just weird that it's tied to that lady. It's very strange.
Yeah. I was just gonna say that speaking of the hair tie, it reminds me because now your house in Breath of the Wild, you spent all that rupees and then all that stuff to get your house in Breath of the Wild, and you go to Tears Kingdom, and it's Zelda's house now.
It's not your house. That's
not yours.
I want the story behind that. How come she just gets the house?
I know. I want to know why. But what's cool is that this is again a little a location spoiler, but underneath your house now, or Zelda's house, is Zelda's secret little study. I think it's really cool to see her secret little study down there. And it tells you if there's a side quest within there too. You learn when you go down there and you figure out what you're gonna get or what the side quest is. Specifics, but it's really cool. I love that little storyline here. Her little diaries down there too.
Yeah. Well, you find the one up in the top. That's what tells you, like, oh yeah, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, but I mean, yeah. That
anybody
cool.
with a curiosity bone in their body went to the house immediately, and then also saw the cave underneath.
Well, yeah, if you're there, if you walk into the town, like, oh yeah, what's up with that? Have you guys built the new house?
I have not.
I didn't know there was a new house.
There's a new one. I haven't built it yet. I saw some things about it though. I'm not going to spoil that. There's a lot. It's a lot more than the one in Breath of the Wild. That's for sure. There's a lot more going on.
All right,
a whole lot more.
Looking forward to doing that whenever I get to it.
It looks very cool. Yeah, I'm not there yet, but yeah.
Let's talk about this for a second. Let's talk about the fact that we kind of alluded already. The game's huge, right? And there's so much to do. I think a lot of us played Breath of the Wild, and for me it was in 2020, but for most of you guys it was in 2017 when you played it. That first year, it took you played it for that first year, and then either put it down or start a new save file, right? Is that pretty much how everyone kind of played the game when they got it? I think you played it for almost a year, if not less, and then you either started again or you just put it down, and then played it again later on.
Yeah,
but
I think I've beat it 4 times. I think
with Tears of the Kingdom, I feel like this is going to be a save file I'm playing on maybe always, and the only other file I might create is either going to be for a master mode thing or for stream related purposes, like when I stream it. Other than that, I'm going to be playing this file for probably ever. Like, there's so much to do. It won't take me forever. Maybe 2 years. I can get everything done 100% it. But I don't know, man. Like, I'll need the book. I'm getting the guidebook off Amazon, so I can.
I mean, it is
finish
nuts.
the game. But yeah,
there's so much content.
What do you, D-Rock? How long did you play Breath of the Wild? Did you actually 100% it or get somewhat close? Not counting the Koroks. Forget the stupid Koroks. Or if you did them, tell me that too. But yeah, like, what do you think about that?
I have to 100% Zelda game. Like, I can't.
To see that number, you mean? Like,
yeah. And saying that, I still haven't 100% in Breath of the Wild.
That's wild.
Exactly. Pun. Yes. 100%.
Sorry.
all of DLC, like the Trial of the Sword. I don't know if you guys ever did the Trial of the Sword. Literally the hardest thing I've ever done.
I haven't finished it.
I haven't finished it. I tried. I did the other one to get the bike and stuff, but
all the Korok seeds. You have to literally basically travel everywhere on a horse to get the locations come up on the screen in order to 100% the game. You got to get all the Koroks, all the shrines. And then I did it all. Tried to do it all again on master mode. So, I that's the only one that I haven't 100%ed. But, yeah, did that answer your question, Geeb?
Well, like, are you? So you are planning on 100%ing Tears of the Kingdom? Do you think you're ever going to? I guess is the new question for you.
Yes. Yeah. But like I was saying, it's just I don't want to do it twice. So I might just 100% this time while we're waiting for DLC for Master Mode, and then just play Master Mode like layered it on when I get the urge to play Tears of the Kingdom again, you know?
Yeah.
So
You're not gonna catch me in master mode. It's just not a place. That's not a place I hang out.
Have you guys seen a Lionel yet?
Yes, I've fought 2 different ones, and
I've ignored them.
I tried way early. I haven't seen one lately. I haven't been back to those spots, but I found 2 of them, and I tried to fight one for like an hour and a half, and eventually I was like, man, I'm done. I'm out of here. I was like, I want your shit, but I'm getting mad. I'm done. I want your bow. I want your sword. I want all your shit, but I'm leaving. So I found 2. Okay, there's ones in the trailers with like the long horn. I want to fuse that to I want that thing. I want that horn. I bet it's really awesome. I want to put that on a spear. That on a sword.
Put it on a spear.
Okay, or on a spear. Whatever. So listen, it's already 9:26.
Yeah.
I
was planning on wrapping this up here soon. As far as
yeah. We're gonna do the
game,
right?
I forgot about the
game.
Yeah. You know what, D-Rock, I if you're down for it, I don't know when, sometime soon though, we're gonna have you back on. So for the spoiler.
The spoiler, yeah, we'll do it again for the spoiler. We have much more to talk about, but there's just so much more. There's so much.
Yeah,
it's insane.
So yeah, I think that's a good idea, Drip, because we're getting long in the tooth here. Let's go ahead and cut off the rest of this and move on to the game that I had planned, or we had planned for D-Rock here.
I'm interested to see this. So
if
listen,
I'm not already the most hated Zelda tuber after this, I probably will the most hated Zelda tuber after this.
Yeah. So let me pull this up here. I've had it ready to go. I just forgot about it. So let's go ahead and move over to this screen here for all you guys watching the podcast. We have a little game we're going to play with D-Rock here. I'm going to throw your emblem back up here. Oh, that's perfect. It's in a good spot. Yeah, so D-Rock, what we're going to do here, we have a tier list here, although Drip and I basically call these drafts. We've been drafting.
We changed it.
We've been drafting. We've been drafting Zelda stuff recently. But what we're going to do now with you, we have a list of, I think, I haven't checked this to make sure it was all of them, but I'm hoping every important Zelda game is on this list. I should add a category. I don't know. If you haven't played the game, we'll just leave it down below. How about that? But we're gonna have you rank, D-Rock. You are gonna rank your top Zelda games from the list that we have down below. Okay? Does that sound like a fun idea for you?
Let's do it.
Awesome. So the first one I feel like we're gonna argue about, because you said earlier that you didn't play the 2D stuff. Is that correct? Or don't like it or whatever?
I don't prefer the 2D. Yeah. I'm not saying they're not good. But,
okay, cool. So careful how you answer this, because I love this one. A Link Between Worlds is the first game on this list here. Where do you rank A Link Between Worlds on your list here? We have D, C, B, A, S, and double S. That's our tiers here.
So what is the worst?
Worst would be D, lowest in the alphabet. Because there is no F Zelda games. I refuse to put a Zelda game in an F tier. None of them have failed. So D is the worst.
There's an F.
And then
I don't know, man. I'm growing. I have a growing respect for that game as I learn more about it. But go ahead and D-Rock, what do you think about Link Between Worlds?
Is SS like the best?
Yeah, SS is A is obviously great. It's like kind of thinking like grades in school, right? But then S is like better than A, and SS is like, I don't know, a certain game belongs there. Not just any game. But go ahead. This is your list.
Okay, so you said we're doing a Link Between Worlds right now?
Yep.
Honestly, I love that game. So, we can. Is it perfect?
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
I don't know if it's perfect.
Up to you, man.
And
hey, let's make these gut reactions, because we honestly could spend all day trying to think about where these go. Let's get your gut reactions. No one's gonna hate you for this.
We'll put Link Between Worlds.
What was it?
B.
B tier? Okay, you got it.
Yeah.
B tier. All right. Next up is what is that one? It's hard to. A Link to the Past, the original Link to the Past.
A Link to the Past.
Gut check. What you got?
D.
Ooh. Okay. We're learning stuff about you.
That one, yeah. I about choked. That one hurts me. That one hurts me in my heart a little bit.
All right.
I told you I'm probably going to be hated.
Nah, it's all good, man. Majora's Mask, gut check. Where you got?
Majora's Mask is like, ugh, A.
A tier. Fair enough. All right, we got.
What's that one you put in A?
Is that not
It's not
Majora's Mask?
Mask. No.
Yeah, that's Four Swords, big dog.
Come on, man.
Oh, my bad. Wait, we'll do that. There it is.
There you
My
go,
bad.
there you go.
4 Swords. What do you got there?
That's horrible. D probably.
All right. Do you want me to put an F? I can add here. I can. Oops, not that.
Yeah, you need an F tier. There are bad Zelda games.
All right, fine. I'm gonna add a row.
There are
Added
some. There aren't
to the
many,
wrong
but there
spot.
are some.
Live stuff here. Go down. F. Oh, capital
Failure.
F. Oh God, I'm pressing buttons on my computer, breaking things. This is fun. So you got 4 Swords over there at F. Oh come on.
Yeah, because there's got to be an F because there's no way Four Swords is in the same level as A Link to the Past. I'm already heard it's down there that far. Don't put it by that piece of shit game.
Fair enough.
Oh.
Okay, so now we got Triforce. No. What is this? I gotta get it right now. What is that? 4 Swords? What is this now? I can't read them. They're so
Yeah,
freaking tiny.
that one is very small. That one up.
We're gonna skip it.
That's fine.
Link's Awakening, the original. I think that's what that is.
The Game Boy version? Yeah, I think
The
that.
Game Boy.
Yeah,
version.
I didn't care for it. D.
D tier. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
This is your gut checklist here. We got Oracle's Age and Seasons. Go ahead, and if you feel like they're different tiers, then tell us. But we're gonna do both at once.
We can do them both at once. We'll put them at D.
D. Wow. You play Zelda and you hate a lot of Zelda. No, I'm just messing.
He's rough on it. He's rough on it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I love it, man. Be a critic. There's not a lot of critics around this.
I mean,
it's just me. I'm the only critic around here. Drip loves everything.
I don't love everything.
We got Phantom Hourglass. Where you got that?
I want to hear what you guys got.
Walter Podcast.
So I love the continuation of Waker, Phantom Hourglass, and Spirit Tracks. I hated how we had to play it though.
I agree with that.
So, just throw them on C. Spirit
Okay.
Tracks and Phantom Hourglass. I
Okay.
love how
Where we got the other one at?
I love when they do like trilogies of a hero.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that one and technically the Hero of Time are like the only ones with 3, because Twilight Princess is the Hero Shade from Ocarina. But okay, what's the next one?
Cool. Let's move on to this one. This one is the first Zelda game, just The Adventures of Link. Or no, it's Zelda 2.
That's
Zelda 2. Zelda 2. What do you get?
Hell yeah.
I want to
Thank
tell you guys this quick sidebar.
The game sucks, dude.
I watched an
sucks.
hour. Listen to me. I watched an hour documentary.
God, I hate that game.
A YouTube documentary, an hour long and it was mostly about Zelda 2. It was about the first Zelda game and Zelda 2, but I learned a lot about Zelda 2 that made me respect it. But that's all I'm going to say about that. I played it and it was hard and I gave up. So
I do know a lot of people that enjoy it. So it is. Some people do like it, but
I ain't going that far yet. But so here we go. We got now the original Zelda, very first one. The Legend of Zelda.
That was before
began.
me. So I mean, I didn't really fall in love until Ocarina of Time. So I'll put that one at probably D.
Oh, wow. Okay. Surprising.
I was there for it.
We got the Wind Waker.
Beautiful game.
Mhm.
Let's
Gut
just
check,
throw it
baby.
at. We'll throw it at B.
B? Okay, fair
Yeah.
enough.
We'll throw it at B.
I've only played I played very few of that game, but I can tell it's going to be higher on my list. That much
good,
shorter
man.
list.
It's
Of
good.
One of the
playing.
games that shows Link's emotions the best is Wind Waker.
Yeah.
Sure.
Minish Cap.
I have never played Cap.
I
Dude.
haven't finished it. I've played
Well, I haven't finished it either, but I played
5-6 hours of it maybe.
Yeah, I know it's on the NSO now, and I'm really wanting to try it to see what it's like. 'Cause a lot of people, I know Zeltic, that's his favorite Zelda.
it. Yeah, we can throw that in
Um,
C tier for you if
Yeah.
as it's neither good or bad. It's kind of there.
Yeah. I have actually never played that one before.
Okay, cool. All right, well, hey, that's something you got to do there. It's fun. I played a little bit of it.
You
I
saved,
watched
you saved
my
all
fiance.
the big dogs for last, didn't you?
I am. Well, except here's a big dog. Four Swords or whatever this one is. The
Is that
multiplayer.
Triforce Heroes?
No, that's
Triforce Heroes.
Yeah.
Triforce
You
Heroes.
gotta be kidding me. F.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, we're getting to the part of the list. What is this? Is Four Swords down here, guys? This one is Four Swords. This one.
There's another one. There's like Four Swords Adventure or something like
All
that.
right. Well,
it's
You can
where's the
put
other?
that at F. You
yeah.
can put the Four Swords at, yeah.
Okay.
If there's more than one Link, just put it down there.
All right. So the next one I'm going to give you is Twilight Princess. I want to remind you, you only have one game in A, and it is Majora's Mask, and you have no games in S tier or double S, and I've saved some good ones for last year. So I don't know, man. What do you got? Twilight Princess, gut check. Where does it rank?
Twilight Princess is top 3. So, I can't put anything in S and SS. I don't know why. A.
Okay. Would you say, just for the sake of argument, people are going to want to know, above or below Majora's Mask?
I love how dark they both are. I think it's above Majora's Mask a little bit, just a bit. Because
Cool.
I like the darkness of it.
I do too.
Oh.
That's
Yeah.
that's my favorite game. That's my favorite game of all time, Twilight Princess, and it's because of that. It's because of because of what you just said, the darkness.
You should play Dark Souls, Drip.
I don't want to play that. That's too hard.
All right.
I don't need that
Next
in my
up,
life.
I'm going to give you D-Rock Skyward Sword.
Best.
Oh, I like it. Me like
Above
it.
Twilight Princess, right? It's your list. It's your list.
Hey, Drip, I might agree with him.
Oh God.
So next, you says the man who's never finished it. You better finish Skyward Sword.
I know what happens. I know what
Play
happens.
the game, Drip. Play it.
I've got pretty far.
It has arguably the best dungeons and the best story in all of Zelda.
Yeah.
Especially with the remake on the Switch where you don't have to use motion controls. It's amazing. It's amazing.
I prefer the motion controls on the Switch. I don't like that you have to hold the button. That's why I haven't finished it. I played through it, but I was sitting here playing with motion controls the whole time.
I want to back up D-Rock's claim here because I'm actually playing, again, sidebar here, so apologize, but Tears of the Kingdom here. Going back to that for a second. I'm playing Tears. I'm loving it. Don't get me wrong. The story in Skyward Sword is better. The way it's delivered is better. The linearness is very good. And that's coming from a guy who loves
That's really
Breath
good
of the
for
Wild.
telling a story when you're just going through it. Yeah. It's much easier to tell a story that way too.
Yeah. Okay. So, and by the way, if you're watching the chat, ignore Hari. He's being a doofus. He's a buddy. We got, okay. I don't know which one to give you first. I'm going to give you Breath of the Wild first. Where's that going?
It's not horrible, but I am not a Breath of the Wild baby like 99% of YouTube now.
Shut up. Don't be mean. That was my first Zelda game. I'm that guy.
You are that guy.
No offense, Geeb.
Yeah, none taken. A little bit taken.
Probably. Oh man, C.
I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
C.
I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
C.
C.
No, I didn't hear you. What'd you say? No. Okay.
C. Put it in C.
And all right, you're not getting money back. The Ocarina of Time. Where's it going?
It's the GOAT still. SS.
Man,
I figured that was going to be the one up there.
I love you, dude. I want to say this. I love your list.
It's fair. It's fair.
There is one issue I have.
You're missing a game, but I guess you can't really put it on there yet.
Which one? Tears of the Kingdom?
Yeah.
No, we can't put it on there. We have got to. You got to
That's
at
fair.
least. It's got to be out for longer than two
Yeah.
weeks. Either
Yeah,
finish it
finish it.
or it's got to be out for longer than 2 weeks before you can really make a judgment.
Fair.
But yeah, if you just would have had Breath of the Wild higher and not disrespect the shit out of it like that.
I understand where you're coming from with that, though.
Dude,
I
you
mean,
guys, I get so much hate for
I bet.
Breath of the Wild and what I feel about it. Like, it's ridiculous. I understand, like, Breath of the Wild brought in so many new players, and
Yeah.
Zelda's been around since the 90s, so a lot of people don't understand where it's came from. So I get it, but it's you know how it is as a creator when you got an opinion.
Oh, no, I know. We were
yeah.
talking about that beforehand, dude. And I'm just messing with you. You know, I
Yeah.
listen. The games you got above it, I love the games. Like all those games you got above it, I love those games. I have yet to finish most of them, but I played them, and I love those games too. So it's not like it's a hard listen. Any Zelda game, I think what we say, it's like pizza, man. Like it's all pizza.
Yeah.
Some of
That's
it,
not really
maybe we got
piece of pizza.
no, yeah. I mean, there are. We got them down here in the F tier.
Yeah, but you know,
above those,
don't go to those places. You know?
yeah. So, D-Rock, one more time. You guys can find D-Rock over at youtube.com/ I'm sorry, D-Rock. All Things Zelda. At All Things
D-Rock
Zelda.
too. You're right.
Yeah, on the socials and everything. Go ahead and follow him there. He's got lots of Zelda content, plenty that I watch, and probably Drip as well. Drip, you did a video with him. I forgot to link that video.
Yeah, we did video. Yeah, we did. Dude, those videos were really fun.
Well, find those videos. Drip and D-Rock have done
That
videos
was
together.
man. Was it how long ago was that? I think it was
been
almost
over
2
a
years
year.
ago.
Yeah,
I think 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a while, man.
Yeah, we did our favorite Zelda moments. We did
Yep.
we did 5 on my channel, 5 on his. That was fun. That was fun.
It was.
We should
Yeah.
do something like that again. That was good.
And
100%.
speaking of doing something again, we will. If you're down for it, one of these days here coming soon, we will have you back and we'll
Yeah.
talk about a spoiler cast.
We didn't even get into.
of
I
all
wanted
this
to ask
stuff.
him questions about his YouTube.
I know,
about
we
how he got
totally didn't
started.
get to that, yeah.
We jumped in. We didn't even scratch the surface of the stuff we were supposed to talk.
We can, yeah. We listen. It was fun. We had a nice long podcast tonight for you guys. This was awesome. D-Rock, thanks for your time. And
thank you.
those of you in the stream, stick around. We'll hang out for a few more minutes here. But those of you on the audio side of things and watching this after the fact, we'll catch you guys next week.
Peace.